Welcome to this week's edition of Tahoe Sportsline. We're joined this week with Mike Parent and Bob Morrell. Guys, good to see you.
Good to be here.
Thanks for having us, Pete.
Mike, speaking of Sportsline, how did our Facebook contestants do this past week?
We had an overwhelming response. A lot of participants out there, and there's your top two. Aaron Willis went 9-1, and that earned him Genoa Lakes round of golf, and Monica went 8-2, and she got $25 to McDuff's. It's that easy, and it's completely free. All you have to do is log on to Facebook.com/Lake Tahoe Television. If you don't have Facebook, you can also fax in your bets. So pick your 10 teams that you think are going to win and see how you fare against your friends and us so-called pros, maybe.
Yeah, speaking of pros, Bob, 9-1 and 8-2. How'd we do last week?
Not nearly as well as our contestants did. I'd rather not get into my record so far this season on the TV picks, but so be it.
Bob, you do help handicap the games down at the Sportsbook. Who are the games you have on tap for us this week?
Yeah, the first week we're going to go to Pennsylvania. We got the Steelers taking on the Eagles. Good defensive matchup, I think, is what we're going to see out of this one. Eagles, how they're 3-1 with all the turnovers they've committed, I'm not sure, but I look for those turnovers to continue against the Steelers defense. I'm going to take the Steelers, lay the 3.5 points.
Eagles are overrated. Worst 3-1 team in football right now. The Steelers are first in third down convergence, and they've got a really tight defense, which is going to keep that very volatile Eagles offense off there, and I'm going Steelers.
Steelers get a lot of starters returning to the defense this week. They have been gashed on the run. I mean, if you look at these two teams on paper, definite advantage to the Eagles, but with those returning starters, not so quite sure. If you guys hadn't both picked the Steelers, I'd have picked them, but I'll take the Eagles on this one and take the points.
All right, good defensive matchup, could be close.
Yep.
Next game, Pete, I think you might be at this one, if I'm not mistaken. We got the Broncos traveling back to New England, take on the Patriots. What an offensive explosion by New England's. All their players showed up in the second half of that game. Broncos, a little different animal. Not quite as good on the road as they are at home, but a good defense. It might keep them around for a while, but Brady's hungry. They want first place in that division badly, and I think they'll get it.
Yep.
Lay the points. Take the Patriots.
Patriots are the better team here, but my gut's telling me that the Broncos might have a chance to win or at least cover the spread. So I'm voting Broncos for two reasons. One, so I can give Pete some grief while he's there, send him a couple texts while he's sweating in the seats, and then the roommates are giving me heavy pressure to vote for the Broncos. So this one's for you, Broncos.
Mike, you're either going to hear back from me from the game, every 3 minutes or so, or you're not going to hear from me at all. Two evenly matched teams here. Peyton Manning, as of late, has had Brady and the Patriots' number, winning 4 out of the last 6. New England holds the advantage for the series. I'm going to take the Patriots, though, at home. 7.5 is a lot to lay, but New England's still at home on this one.
Yeah, and they're looking hungry and good, too. Last game, Monday night, we got the best team in football, in my opinion, right now. Houston Texans taking on the Jets. Jets have showed me absolutely nothing, even though they are 2-2. I haven't seen anything. Bunch of huge injuries on that team. And Sanchez, hope you can live up to the pressure, buddy, because it's coming your way.
He does have a lot of pressure on him. That's why I think he's going to perform. Jets are going to win this one.
I'm going to take the Texans on this one, Mike. Come on. The Jets, they're in disarray. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Tahoe Sportsline. Stay tuned, log on to our Facebook page, and we'll see you next week.